in memoriam. I hope you're all saluting right now. Folks, this is a night of remembrance for gang stalking.
Yes.
As we say goodbye to the legendary guitarist Slash of Guns N' Roses. Unfortunately, we couldn't play the original guitar version for copyright reasons, but this gentleman, we commissioned to have him play it on his traditional Celtic instrument that he sort of, it looks like several clarinets attached to like sort of a knapsack. It's very interesting. So
it's some sort of homemade instrument with no historical significance or cultural significance.
He's like wearing a T-shirt in his living room, so yeah, I have to assume that's the case. But this is going to be kind of a serious one, folks, because we did lose Slash this week, and I remember listening to, everyone has a Guns N' Roses stage. I feel like when you start listening to rock music,
of course,
I had I wore out my. If I had some kind of physical media to listen to Appetite for Destruction on, I would have worn out the tape. I would have worn out the CD.
If I was allowed to own a copy, it would be completely destroyed in the amount of time to listen to it. But that's Satan music.
I think I tried to listen to Use Your Illusion once. And of course then there's Use Your Illusion 2.
Right, those two albums that people pretend are good.
Use Your Illusion 3. Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, I think their
really
best work
just
was yes, Abbey Road. Exile on Main Street. These are big records.
Yeah. Scrubs. I love Scrubs.
Led Zeppelin 4.
Wish You Were Here.
Right.
It's Mr. Boombastic.
What is this bit? You didn't give me anything. You're just falling without a parachute right now. I don't.
What do you mean, dude? Slash is fucking dead. Okay, here I'll give you a fucking article if this isn't. Okay. I'm being told it was actually. Oh, it was Screech from Saved by the Bell. Oh, he was addicted to heroin. Okay, that's not actually very surprising. That's not surprising at all. All right. Well, everyone saw that.
Slash is a clean living kind of guy.
Everyone saw that one coming. Yeah, no, Slash is still okay. Slash is good, folks. Everything's fine. Slash is good. False alarm. Sorry about that one. Should we restart? Nah, no, it's fine. I think it's fine.
It's still touching because that song applies to a number of situations.
When I should say if Slash ever succumbs to his if he is mortal and he ever succumbs and passes on, we we'll have that to replay to remember him by. But it is gang stalking and it is Winter Part 2.
Boom. Boom.
Straight on the dot, 9:30 Eastern, as always, bringing it to
double tap, bitch.
Boom. It's time again to talk about several shows that I watched very quickly this afternoon after failing to actually tried to do work at work today and failed. It's tough.
There's like this thing you have to accept where you just don't actually want to do anything.
Oh no! I mean, when I say try, I mean I was trying to debug this thing and I could not fix it.
Oh no! That's bad news for somebody who's
which is double shitty because I'm like I could have been watching anime this whole time and actually I would have gotten the exact same amount of work done. Also, in my morning meeting, I'm already on thin ice at work because working from home, tough to get stuff done and keep in communication with people. They're mad at me, or they were. I'm doing better now. But I got the guy managing me. It was he had just started asking so how much do you have on your plate? And I go, and I was actually going to explain, and my cat fucking jumped in my PC and turned it off, and I left
fucking way
at that exact moment.
God.
And I was like, oh shit, no one's gonna believe me, and I immediately sent him a message. I swear to God, my cat just jumped on my PC and turned it off right there. And he replied, "Lol, nice," which is not something you type when you believe someone.
No. Usually it should have been a crying face emoji, perhaps.
Oh, that would have been good. I couldn't think of anything to convey that, dude, you have to believe me.
You should.
It seems like the
if you really want to
cheapest-
convince him, it's.
I poop myself. You have to,
no,
you have to
just-
be
you
like,
just point, you send him a photo with a gun to your head, and you're like, if you don't believe me, I will commit suicide. Right
I will commit gun seppuku right now,
and it will be your fault, actually.
Yes.
So that's definitely an option. Keep that on the table for next time. And if he doesn't believe you, you can just go through with it.
That is true. Yeah.
But well, that's amazing. That $6,000 cat really paying off.
My $6,000 cat. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I thought I had turned on a setting in the BIOS where you have to hold down the power button to turn it off. Turns out that didn't work. But so I found there is a Windows setting where you can just make the power button do nothing at all. And so I turned that on. Hopefully that works. Haven't tested that one out yet. Wouldn't be surprised if that one shit the bucket too.
The cat's gonna reach into your desktop and fucking flip the emergency switch on the motherboard that they build on there.
She's gonna short something somehow.
She's gonna chew through it and die. Chew through the fucking power cable and die.
Luckily she's not that much of a cable chewer.
You really need to get a second cat.
I need a bigger house and a second cat. Yeah, but there's some factors preventing that. The worst thing about losing tons and tons of money in the stock market is not actually the money. It's actually two things are the worst. The first worst thing is getting a text message from your friend consoling you. That was the worst.
Oh, sorry, bro.
That dude, that was.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
I was so pissed because it's like you just don't want anyone to find out, really. I don't want my mom offers to just have her accountant who does her taxes just do my taxes, and I don't think I'll have to because it's a loss. I don't think you have to report that or anything.
You want to report a loss, you can write that off.
I don't want to though because I don't want to explain what I did. If I had made six grand, I would have proudly explained to my parents but now I'm going to just be now I'm just going to be like, what IRA? I don't know where that went. So you sending me a text like, hang in there, buddy. I was just, God damn it. Oh, that was so much worse than losing the money.
Yeah, you were going through all of the Wojaks available in that moment. The one where he's crushing the frog,
Sure, crushing the frog. I don't know. Crushing the card. I know Card Crusher.
Jesus Christ, dude! I haven't thought about Card Crusher in fucking 10 years.
Wow, really? I love Card Crusher.
No, it's amazing, but I haven't thought about it in so long. What?
That's when you said crushing a frog in a meme. I thought Card Crusher because he kind of looks like a Wojak, I guess. I don't know.
This was the funniest thing to me.
Card Crusher.
When the year that came out, it's still
crush
funny.
The cards tonight.
It's still pretty funny, but
yeah, it is still funny. And the other worst thing about losing lots of money in the stock market is being recommended the Big Short clips on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
And I haven't seen that movie, but I think everything I have seen from it makes me think it fucking sucks dick. I hate everything I've seen from that movie. It is infuriating. Because it's a movie made to explain a complicated thing to retarded people. Literally to retarded people. Yeah. And it's like, so it explains it wrong, therefore, because you can't. So it's just like, we got wacky cocaine, CrossFit business guys just made the world worse because they're too excited about business or whatever, and they're all crazy kooky characters.
We got Gwyneth Paltrow to queef out an explanation of what subprime mortgages are. This is a clip of her just straight up.
Yeah, or no, it was Margot Robbie, or you making a joke? Oh, okay.
I'm making a joke. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like the idea that these fucking like these multi-millionaire, hundreds of millions of dollars they're managing, and these crazily complex just systems and all this shit, and you think they're doing fucking demonstrations like Jenga, like little diagrams for kids, you fucking retard. Like the idea that you should not have to understand this. You should be able to listen. This is because I was reminded of this other movie recently. It should sound like Primer. That's how that dialogue should sound like. It should be inscrutable, but you should know what they're getting at. You should understand the conflicts between the characters, and you should understand the outcome, but you don't need to understand what they're trying to do or how it works.
It's written by the dude and directed by the dude that did The Other Guys.
I know, because he tried to make that movie about it too, because he's so concerned that people don't know about this recession that happened in 2007. He's like, people need to know about this.
He's got this crazy ass. He's like, I'm going to do a podcast on Jeffrey Epstein and really blow this whole thing wide open with information from 4 years ago.
Like really, or are you saying it's?
He did that.
Nice, amazing. Yeah, that's exactly what The Big Short is.
Yeah, you're gonna blow it open.
But yeah, the dialogue in The Big Short should sound like Primer, where you don't know what they're talking about, but you should get it through context. And then that made me watch Primer, which is great.
Well, Primer is written by a dude who's like written, directed, edited, and stars a dude who is completely fucked up. So he understands.
Is he really? He looks so boyish and
no,
simple.
He's fucked up. He's he has like a Twitter page where he just goes off and like calls his ex-girlfriends like Shiva and stuff, and
that's great. Yeah, sounds great so far.
He's got some demons for sure. But yeah, Primer is the best example of that. Of like,
it should be that dialogue exactly, because it's
that. The movie Primer cost $11,000, and The Big Short was $40 million. Yeah. Then Big Short.
I mean, the acting. To be fair, the acting in The Big Short much better. Acting's not Primer's strong suit.
They didn't know what they were getting themselves into. They're gonna suck their own dicks in the past. They're gonna.
And I did just watch it while reading the Wikipedia article, so I do understand Primer. So any questions, podcast@gangstalking.com. Send them in. I'll answer your questions. And then that made me think of Steins Gate, which I remember explaining that Steins Gate has this really washed out look, and I realized like, oh right, it just took that from Primer. Obviously, probably took a lot of stuff from Primer. Which is fine. Steins Gate's really good.
They're in Primer. They're just in like a super bright storage unit with reflective white walls and shit.
Everything's super washed out. On purpose.
And like they're in a white garage with overhead lights. Primer is great.
But just listening to financial jargon, it would be better if it were not being explained to me.
Right,
literally to the camera.
These people who know exactly what's going on.
They know way more. This is their entire lives, and they're the best in the world. And it's
explain
like,
to me that
so the mortgages are like this slice of pizza. Whoa, what if I do this? Oh, it's like fucking sucks. It sucks dick.
So I've got a slice of pizza here. This is a double A. this is a double A bond. And if I put a little bit of crushed red pepper and oregano, let's call that an A bond. Now I've stacked these on top of each other, and you still call it pizza, right? Yeah. It's like, well, if I were to put some pepperoni on it, would that still be pizza? Yeah. Well, we'll call pepperoni pizza double B bonds. Okay.
Now, what if you found out that a black person made this pizza? That's called a subprime mortgage. Now that's.
If I showed you this pizza, would you think there's anything wrong with it? No, that looks like pizza to me. And that's how they've been rating these bonds. They've just seen pizza, when in reality, there's that garbage meat pepperoni on it.
Each end of the pizza is like a street with a cul-de-sac on each end. And there's an A end and a B end. And the pizza is going back and forth and back and forth. And it takes about 1,300 tries for it to exit on the B end.
So here's the thing: is if I look at your face right now, I see you, right? Well, if I were to come on your face, that would still be you, right?
The infamous Big Short sex scene. It's like, okay, so your pussy is sort of like Goldman Sachs, right? It's full of that shit that I want, and I don't know.
They got Brad Pitt mumbling. He's like, I'm trying to nut on this guy's face in this bar.
You mean now. Christian Bale?
Brad Pitt's in that movie too.
Oh, okay. Christian Bale also mumbles. He's a weird guy.
Yeah,
well, I like what I've seen of his character. He's very weird. He seems like it's just a
100%. Well, it's Christian Bale. He's got that
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale rolls up, fucks shit up, and leaves.
Yeah,
that's how we do.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Bale's a professional. Damn it.
Yep.
I speaking of amazing movies, where everything needs to be explained. I watched The Godfather last night for the first time in like 13 years. The Godfather, by the way, the earliest movie I can remember, because I would.
That was your first one, huh? That's a bit. That's a heavy one to start with.
Genuinely, the earliest movie I remember.
Damn, I think mine's the Rugrats movie or Snow Day with Josh Peck.
My dad, my dad would fall asleep on the couch. And my mom would go to bed, and I would be like, "Oh shit! If I go right now, I can go sit in front of the TV and watch movies and run my brain out."
It'd be funny if you were like, "I bet there's titties in this movie," and then you watch 4 hours of The Godfather, and you just change forever.
My dad wakes up in the morning, and I'm like, "Father, we need to make some changes. We got to assemble the families." All the Godfather jokes are done, but there's not. I mean, there's like, it's the example of. I mean, it's the example of a movie that is infinitely better than anything anybody has ever said about it. Where it's like the movie's been out for 50 years or something at this point, and it's such a cultural milestone that everything that goes on in the movie. Like, I've seen it. I saw it when I was 12, but that's you're 12 or whatever. And but damn, it's just the best. It's just the fucking best ever. It's so good. That's it. I watched The Godfather, and today I'm like, I decided that for Godfather Part 2, it would be really funny to lean into it super hard and just eat meatballs and drink wine the entire time. So I made a bunch of meatballs.
Oh, today. I thought it would be funny if they were doing that in the movie in every scene.
Well, they basically do it in every scene.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's great.
But the movie opens on an Italian wedding. But so I called my mom, and I'm like, "Mom, do we have any good recipes for because you can get any recipe online?" But I'm like, "I want what my mom makes, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, our Italian neighbor has his grandmother's recipe that you can have."
I bet that's pretty good.
Perfect, dude. I cooked this shit up. It's the best thing I've ever made.
Yeah,
it's the best thing I've ever made. It's so stupid simple too.
What was it? It's spaghetti and meatballs and everything, or just the meatballs?
I did a meatball sub. So I made the marinara and the meatballs.
Okay, all right, nice.
And bought some rolls. And oh boy, this shit's going hard. I'm gonna gain like 10 pounds this week because it's just like
sweet.
Oh god, this sauce was fucking ridiculous.
The sauce.
Anyway, that's what I've been doing with my time, drinking wine, cooking. That movie's fucking just the best. Mm-hmm. What, you've been watching other movies?
We gotta talk about those later because we gotta talk about anime.
Okay.
It's already what do we get we're at the 20-minute mark. It's anime time.
Before we get started on the stuff that's new, I watched Uruseikai Picnic.
Oh right, yeah.
Which
I
you
told you to watch that
time.
because it was the only good thing last week.
It's funny. This is gonna sound so stupid. This is easily, you can go back and find infinite number of dumb things I've said on the podcast. Watching this reminded me of The Godfather.
Everything's gonna remind you of The Godfather now. You just watched it.
Well, it's like the first episode of this show is sublime. It's sublime. It's like the world building, the concept itself, the way it's executed, the trickle of information, masterful. It's incredible. I recall agreeing. Even down to like the MacGuffin object that they have, which is like it's a cube that reflects the world around it, but without any people in it. That's sick. That's fucking awesome. What an idea. And love that first episode. It's heat. Oh god, the idea. So obviously you watched it and you already explained it, but the way of defeating the monsters being you have to stare at them and they go insane, and then then somebody with you is able to kill it.
You have to kind of get mind broken. It's neat.
Come on, dude. That's hot.
That's hot shit.
That shit goes, dude.
It gave me vibes of whatever, Hoseki no Kuni. You'd like that, Land of the Lustrous.
Yeah. That's on my list of things to watch at some point. But this first episode was amazing, and I'll probably follow up and see what's going on because that's just a great idea. Series a great idea. I feel like some first episodes they just have to get so much exposition out of the way to where you don't really get to see what the show is going to be. And in this case, it is like there's the exposition draws you in so much that I want to see what the show actually is. And I'd be amazed if it lives up to that kind of the first episode and like all the concepts, but I hope it does. Awesome.
Cool. Glad you liked it. No, I didn't have my Urisekai picnic screening up for that. That's fine. But our first show from this week was Gekidol. I don't think. Okay, yeah, you didn't watch this one.
I did. I'm sorry. No, I didn't. No, I watched iDolls.
Yeah. There's a lot of dolls.
No, there's a lot of dolls around here.
There's 3 dolls, 3 shows with doll in them. Great. Yeah, Gekidol. Gekidol. Original show. Hoods. Hoods is back.
Clitoral hoods, actually.
What? No. Hoods, the animation studio. This one doesn't even have a Wikipedia article. It's I didn't know what it was. It starts out with like I guess it's like theater. It looks like one of those like live like theater Sentai acts. You know how you'd see like on stage, but they're doing Power Rangers.
People performing to like the crowd,
but it's like
I'm going to get you.
Yeah, but it's like idols, but they're like acting, and it's like it's more in an auditorium than like in a like a state fair or wherever they do those Sentai things.
Of course.
And
God damn, we need to go to one of those next time we go.
If you, I don't know if we get some looks, man, or adults.
No, not with the little girls, with the Sentai.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? We're getting weird looks for watching a Sentai show?
Going to a little kid's Sentai show? Yes. It's
we don't have to watch the whole thing. I want to look at it though.
Okay, from afar. That's might be worse.
We'll get our fucking binoculars out.
But yeah, if you see the screenshot here, she has her moment where she's watching it and she's
Sugoi.
She does it. And they kind of Gakko Gurashita here, like a tenth of that, because it's like that. And then also, like they explained that at some point Ikebukuro exploded. And there's a giant crater there.
Oh no!
And thanks, teacher, by the way, for explaining the apparently the largest mass casualty event of the 21st century so far.
I love that.
It
happens all the time.
It happened like 3 blocks from like the school they're in, but he's just like, and then there was an explosion. You can like look at it out the window.
Today we're going to learn about when the monsters came. The monsters
and ate all your parents.
Yeah.
It'd be like if there was a scene in Attack on Titan where a guy was like, and so they're they can be roughly 10 to 40 meters tall, and it's like
they look like those humanoids.
All their friends have been killed by them.
It's like, no, we know. We know.
Yeah, we gotta teach. I'm gonna ace this one.
It's like the chibi version that they run at the end of the episode, and it's just talking about how all their friends are dead.
So the main character, she becomes obsessed with this style of theater, and she blurts something out in class that makes everyone laugh at her, and the laughing goes on for like too long, and there's even a shot where the teacher looks like he's about to break, so it was pretty funny. It made me laugh. And it's called this type of theater is called SMT, which is not Shin Megami Tensei. It's a super material theater.
What? What makes it super material?
I think there's magic. I don't really know. They didn't explain much in this first episode, but she's walking in public with her friends, and she receives a mysterious like child crayon drawing recruitment flyer, it's the girl that she saw on stage that she was amazed by. She's trying to recruit her for some studio. And she walks with a cane, and they end up at this like shady like it's porno store or like maid cafe or something, and she's just like, oh no, it was a shady, but then that's a fake out, and it turns out they just know the guy who works there or something. I don't know. And then she goes to, and then they practice like the acting together. It's kind of like Review Starlight without the fighting or the cool fashion. It's there's this scene where it's very funny. It's like they hand her like a script, and she goes, I know the lines.
Cool.
Is this a shonen? Like, what is going on?
Wow. She can act.
She knows the lines. Yeah, pretty much.
She's fast.
So yeah, I guess there's some supernatural stuff. There's mysterious fellas in suits watching them on cameras from the shadows. There's a weird sudden dance number on a beach. There's a giant lane computer backstage. I don't know what that thing's doing. One of the girls is just kind of like Hinata from Yamano Susume in like design. I mean, I don't know what this is. It's very confusing. I don't know what's going on.
Sounds like they got a lot of elements going on there, and
Yeah,
you're never gonna know. These are mysteries that will haunt you for your entire life.
I saw a GIF from one of the later episodes where two of the girls like make out, and that's probably a fake. That's probably bait. I'm not gonna be fooled into that one. Won't be
No,
fooled
sir.
again. Yeah, I don't know. It's a no from me.
It's like
Dog,
watching all of The Legend of Korra, hoping that Korra and Asami make out at the end because of those fan animations where they kiss.
And then even when they do, it's still like probably not worth watching.
They don't kiss.
Oh, I thought
They just hold hands.
I thought they made out at the end.
No, they hold hands.
I saw. Oh, was that an edit I saw?
That is the edit. That is exactly the situation we're talking about. Yes,
Oh,
that's exactly what I'm alluding to.
Oh, I just thought that was real for years.
No. They just hold hands while going into the ether.
Oh, wow, that was a very convincing.
It's well done. Yeah.
Huh. All right.
That's a cool little computer. That's the pewter backstage.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I don't know. Or it's a ton of VCRs, which would be kind of weirder. Should we do something? I don't know. Should we skip to something we both watched?
Sure, man. Let's do it.
Okay. How about Jaku-Chara Tomozaki-kun? Let's see. Let me get my screeny.
Oh, boy.
Let me get my screeny up here for real fast, real quick. My screen.
Yeah, this is
my screenies.
We talk about this sometimes where you'll hit a stretch of shows that you just make you feel like you're going insane. This was the stretch of shows for me.
The ordering here was not favorable.
I hit like 4 in a row where I'm like, I simply cannot understand this.
I cannot continue.
I might be losing my mind.
All my screenshots disappeared.
All right. Well, we can just talk about it.
Yeah, you talk about it while I try and find what the fuck happened.
All right. Yeah. So this show's about a dude who is he's the best Smash player in Japan. They have a Smash analog.
Here it is. Oh, okay, I found it. None of the screenshots are of the characters, which is why I was confused.
Okay. Yeah.
I just got a screenshot of the fake Smash screen because I want to look at all these characters.
Yeah, it's very obviously Master of Dessen. I'm the Master of Dessen. I got fucking hot burns all the time.
Oh boy.
So yeah, it's just a Smash ripoff game.
Foxy.
He's the best in the world, and he
main
beats
character. Yes, yeah.
He plays this smack on this cool guy, and the entire time the cool guy's throwing Mad Johns, talking about him. He's like, yeah, this character matchup's bad, you know. And he talks about how this other guy he's laying the hard dick on in this game is a master of real life because he's born beautiful and smart and athletic. And real life is a bad game because it's unfair.
I mean you couldn't dumb this down anymore. It's just like life is just video games, but shitty. It's not fair. And then the second half of the show is life is like video games. And then he meets a pretty girl who's like, life is actually the best game because you can level up. This is literally the dialogue. This isn't. I'm not even exaggerating.
100%. Yeah, it's like you're going to go to the character select screen and remake yourself.
You're going to what's it called? Respec. Yeah. So yeah, he's
going to apply his skills in video games because, as we all know, people who play a ton of video games are really used to practicing and like dedicating times to, you know, they're really good at structuring their lives.
They're really good at doing things habitually with no reward in the short term.
Delayed gratification is really their kind of jam.
Oh yeah.
Understanding long-term goals, you know, which she lays out for him at one point. It's like we're going to start with something small and build up to something big. It's funny when she first meets him, she's popping off on him. It's like, why? It's like, how come the guy who's the best in the world at video games is a disgusting, gross nerd? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? What do you mean? Of course. Did you expect anything else? Did you expect the best Smash player in the world to be anything other than grotesque?
Yeah. That's weird. Also, I mean, first of all, the game's called Attack Families. And that's the first line. So the first line is attack families. And I was like, whoa, this is fucking hardcore. Like the first scene of the show plays out like he is playing this dude in Smash. I mean, Atafam, they call it. And like the tone of the scene is so intense and he's so brooding that I have no idea if he's just about to start like mouthing off about society or if he's actually just going to start murdering people.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea which way it was going to go. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to meet, I'm the number 1 Atafam player. I'm going to meet the number 2 Atafam player. He immediately starts talking about the most popular and beautiful school and talented girl in the school.
Of course.
And I'm like, oh, first of all, I'm like, well, before that, I was like, oh boy, is it going to be a girl? And then he starts talking about her. I'm like, oh, is it going to be this girl? And then it's that girl. And then she decides to fix his life, like in
Clueless. He's gonna have a makeover.
No,
This motherfucker. Look at these character names again. These are pretty good. I like Versiglio a lot. Versiglio is pretty funny. This bitch's name is La Cannon. I like Found. Found's a pretty good name. It's like, damn, I didn't even know the guy was lost. Oh shit! This guy's named Jin. I wish I had some Jin right now. Bam.
Yeah, this one. There's all these images. There's no title on the. Welcome to the NHK. That's the one.
Foxy is so smug. Look at that bastard.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
he's got shitty shoes, shitty jeans.
I just can't. I can't believe it.
It's written like the guy from the Giga-Chad meme tried to write what an incel feels like.
Yeah.
Or like either that, or I swear it feels like it was written by either like an actual retarded guy or a woman.
Well, it seems like it's written for
or the government
people,
someone in like the civil service wrote this because like, oh, we have a hikikomori problem. We have to.
I'm glad you brought this up. They had budget in their media department to fund something, and they're like, yeah, we're going to fund the social cause of helping hikikomori.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, I have a movie that Steven and I watched. I want to talk about after we get done with this because that's a good segue. But yes, this guy's brooding is the type of brooding that I probably would have done at like 11 and then would have been embarrassed about by 12.
As you should do, yes.
Like, life is just fucking video games. It's fucking,
it's called growth.
It's not even that much growth. It's not like impressive. It's not something to be proud of. It's just
this
guy
that's normal growth.
He's like, he's like the guy from Oregairu, but like not even nearly to that level. He's like that guy, but like he got Phineas gauged and he just has a hole in his head. He's like, or like a lot of the dialogue in this show is like the internal monologue in the last episode of Evangelion, but like with minus 80 IQ points.
I just feel like it's. I'm glad you brought up the government thing because that's the only thing I can the only way I can describe it. There's no better description for it. It seems like propaganda to like help.
I mean, if Japan's like agencies that do this kind of thing are anything like ours, then yeah, their take would absolutely be like, we need to gamify life. What if you could level up in real life?
This is like the women that you worked with in that office were in that department. And they're like
all marketing people. Yeah.
It's like these, what do these kind of guys like? How can we really reach out to them? Oh, I know. They like video games and anime.
So we just need to, we just need to use it.
Combine the two and make an inspirational show about not being ugly anymore.
I yeah, what I wanted was like oh, my other note is let's gamify a life. Time for some good boy points. He's basically gonna be getting good boy points. This was definitely funded by the government.
Right.
So I wanted him to suddenly go like sicko mode, like Super Saiyan, and just give a speech like, no, you don't fucking understand, okay? My East Balkan skull shape is not appealing, and my canthal tilt is beyond beyond anything. Like, okay, my chin ratio is, and I want him to go down the whole list of like fucking
straight up like internet Nazi fucking.
I'm 5'9", or no, he's Japanese. Okay, he's 5'6" and a half. Yeah, he's 5'4", which is like slightly
which only
below
makes him slightly above average for people who play basketball in Japan.
Sure. What was the show? There was a show recently. What was it? There was a tall girl in the show. Everyone was like, "Wow, she's so tall," and I looked up the centimeters, and she's 5'6". But that's her character quirk. She's tall.
Yeah, to be fair, as somebody who is slightly above average, I couldn't fit through doorways, so I feel like it would be difficult for a 5'6" person to exist. 5'6" girl. Imagine those girls' bathrooms. Can you imagine how tiny them shits are?
Maybe, yeah. Oh, did I tell you about when I don't know why it's always doctors and nurses. Whenever I'm in like a vet or a doctor's office, like all the women are like 4'12", 4'11", I feel like. When I picked up my cat from the emergency place, the lady who brought her out, I was like, I remembered, because I haven't been outside and haven't seen anyone I don't know for a very long time, and I was like, oh, holy shit, I'm fucking tall, because I was just towering above her, and I was asking her about the medicine I had to give my cat, and I'm looking at this lady, and I realized halfway through that I should have phrased it differently, but I go, so any advice for like getting her to like let me squirt stuff in her mouth?
Oh my god!
Because I had to squirt the antibiotics in a syringe into the cat's mouth. But that's just how I said it, and I realized halfway through, and I was like, oh no, I have to commit to this now because I can't stop halfway through that. So there was like a second of silence, and she was just like, I look up some YouTube videos. And I was like, oh okay, yeah, all right, well thanks, see ya.
Yeah, no, you could have swung that into getting laid.
No,
sure.
I could not have. I don't.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's like, sometimes I have some trouble squirting into girls' mouths. You might show me some techniques. You might help me.
My cat is a girl.
Yeah. I have trouble squirting into little black girls' mouths.
Yep.
Anyways,
he's got a hot sister, and I see, and I know it's not going to happen. Again, this is my vision. I want her to lose control of him, and he becomes so good at life that he like brings the monarchy back to Japan and becomes the shogun or something. But there's no way to. But man, please.
You were thinking about this way more than I was. Yeah, that'd be the best part. I want the
first episode's a fake out, and he's a total spurg, and then he just like gets it. He's too good because he's too good at games, and then he just fucking he runs for office, and he fucking gets dirt on his enemies, and then he fucking he sows distrust in their prime minister or an election or something, and then he just fucking decimates everything, rebuilds everything from the ground up. Takes over China, Korea, ours now. Those South Islands that everyone cares about, I don't know. Take them.
Just like JFK, just like a retarded dude who retarded Catholic
got his dick sucked into being president.
Just enough to get into office, yeah.
Yeah, and then he was like, "What's going on with all this like gold money? What is this?" Then he got shot in the head. What is it? What is he
thought he was stupid enough to keep his nose out.
He's just like getting a lower back massage. He's like, "Wait, we owe how much?" And it's still in the ground. What does that mean? He's in the car next day.
Yeah, here's the thing. I actually knocked a few things loose upstairs playing football as a kid because he was a fucking athlete, just a stud. You know what I was thinking about Catholics is watching The Godfather. I was just like reading about The Godfather online, and people are talking about like what Italian families, like what Godfather has to say about Italian family units, and like everything was talking about how family is the most important thing to all Italian people, as if that's like a uniquely Italian thing, as if like
Oh, I mean, if that's true, that's definitely true. I mean, like, yeah, no, white people hate their fucking families.
Catholics don't. I don't think Catholics
Yeah, no,
do.
they. Well, I mean, Catholics like American, quote unquote Catholics, because
No,
like,
no, no, like Irish Catholics, like fucking like actual Catholics.
nah, not anymore, man. I don't know.
Maybe you do. I
I
love
don't
my
know.
family.
I think Italian people are still way more likely to live with their grandparents and shit like that.
Well, that doesn't mean they love them.
Oh, well, also, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah.
Hispanic people.
I remember
Let me
seeing.
tell you, they got Hispanic people. They got 30 people piled up.
I
in
remember,
one
I
home.
remember seeing, one of those like 200,000 like tweets that was like normalize not liking your family. I don't think it was joking. Italians ain't into that.
No, Hispanic people be like that too. Basically, any of those European Catholics be like that.
Oh yeah, foreign Catholics for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like it's like Italian immigrants love their families. It's like because they
Oh
just
yeah.
barely moved to America and they don't realize that they actually hate everyone. There's a sequence in
That you haven't watched enough YouTube or the news to realize that your family are the enemies.
Nazis.
They're anti-revolutionaries in your house right now.
If you call me a crypto Nazi again, I will box you across the face and you'll stay plastered.
You're damn queer.
It's just the best. Everything going on there is so good because
Yeah.
he got to him, which is great in its own way. But also the fact that he came out with that string of words is so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Just I can't imagine being angry enough to where I wouldn't just immediately start like rattling off swear words, And this dude's just he's like you'll stay plastered.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to get off this
I'm
show.
gonna knock you into a brick wall real fast. Okay, so yeah, speaking of things funded by the government, Steven and I watched a movie called The Siege, 1998, starring Denzel Washington.
Okay.
It's a movie about terrorist attacks in New York City, clearly modeled after the '93 bombing of the World Trade Center.
Yeah, the World Trade Center, the bombs in the parking garage.
Yes, I believe so, or a truck near the parking garage. And by the way, the YouTube comments on the trailer for this film are a real treat because nobody knows that the 1993 bombing happened. It's been totally memory hold. So it's like bombs in New York City, and everyone's like, "Holy shit! They fucking knew it was all planned."
Yeah. Like the Illuminati card game where they've got that as if it didn't because people pointed out where it's like it's the World Trade Center blowing up and this game came out in 1984. It's like the expansion pack came out in 1994 after the bombing of the World Trade. It's like just nobody everybody just takes everything at face value.
It's
all
like
the time.
in next time there's a huge market crash, someone's gonna watch The Big Short and be like, "Holy shit! It was all fucking orchestrated. What the fuck, dude?
We need to kill these white guys.
We need to kill all these white guys and also whatever race Ryan Gosling is in that movie." So that movie we figured out was funded by the CIA.
What?
It's so obvious that movie. What's that?
Explicitly so?
No, not explicitly, but it's very, very obvious because the production studio, if you Google it, there's no information about it. There's no trace of it ever existing, and the movie is just like the entire movie is CIA and FBI good, military bad for terrorists. Like you got to let the FBI and CIA do their job, or else some really bad stuff will happen. Like the military come in and then they'll do some horrible stuff, like they'll pat you down, and it's gonna be awful. So, and the CIA agent is a young hot lady, and sure, she gets a little too involved with her subjects, but she sacrificed herself in the end, and it's just like It's basically because the FBI kind of bungled the '93 bombing, so it was probably mostly the CIA calling the shots on the movie, being like, okay, the FBI kind of needs to let the CIA do its job a little bit because Denzel Washington is the FBI guy, and he's trying to block the CIA lady. Her investigation along the way because he doesn't want her fucking with the crime scene, the evidence and everything. He doesn't want her involved, and she's undercover, so she can't be official or anything. But yeah, it's just clearly people say that like the military funds movies and shit, like they consult and stuff and whatever, but it's like, dude, no, it is fucking like this movie is a spook production. It was just so fucking obvious. It was crazy.
That's gonna be a fucking band name, dude. Anyway, well, that sounds. What made you watch this?
Steven wanted to watch it.
Well, how did he fucking find this obscure ass movie?
I mean, obscure. I don't know obscure, but yeah, it's forgotten for sure.
Any details about this movie at all?
Yeah, I mean, he was looking around IMDb and he was like, "Oh, action movie, Denzel Washington and Bruce Willis is the army guy." So he's probably like, "Oh, that'll be fun," and it's like, "No, it's not." But we watched it, and it's not. It sucks.
Nice.
It's fucking retarded.
Oh god.
Like.
Oh my god. You know who I've been just fucking just busting a nut over recently? Not literally, but is Marissa Tomei. You know Marissa Tomei? She's my cousin Vinny.
He's my cousin Vinny.
Oh yeah, she's God. It's my Coney, all right.
No.
Oh my god, Marissa Tomei's a fucking baddie.
Okay.
Anyway, I was watching some stuff from my cousin Vinny, which is quite funny.
She looks like she looks like the proposal. She looks like
she's in the new Spider-Man movies as a hot Aunt May. Here, look at this.
She looks like Sandra Bullock before the adrenochrome shot, before the baby foreskins.
I can live with that. Let's see if I can find some pictures of her ass. It's just the thing won't quit is the thing. The cheeks, they're undeniable.
Marissa Tomei cheeks.
Here are nipples.
Okay. All right. Let's
pokies going through the shirt. Look at that.
Yeah, those are poking. That's on purpose. She did that on purpose.
Yeah, she's got you can see the ice cube in her offhand.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find her butt.
I gotta find that butt. Now we got two people watching. Now we have to talk about interesting things. You can't just we can't talk about nipples that they're not seeing.
Okay, back to we finished Jaku-Chara. We finished the gamer show. It's done.
Yes, that one's definitely done. What else did we watch? Let's do one that just I watched. How about I chew halfway through the Idol?
Hey, it's Angry Beach.
I'm getting.
All right.
Oh, is he final? How long has it been? Did he actually? Oh my God! The first thing Oh no. That's because you haven't been here, Mage, to bring us to
Bring us in.
Yeah, to do that.
We're just thinking about we're just nothing but base instincts right now.
That was we're just running on fucking pure id. I watched a boy idol show that I can get pictures of. I chew.
I'm glad I missed this one. Oh boy. If I had to watch this one off the other shows.
Dude, this is quality. I don't know what you're talking about.
Quality boy entertainment for boys.
It's crazy. This is my boy show. I'm watching my boy show and I'm hanging out. And
you enjoying your boy show?
There we go. Yeah, this is about
you Totally Spies is on. Now your boy show I choose on. Isn't that great?
When I go to the Korean market, I always pick up some iChoose.
Nice.
This is a mobile game being animated by Lay Deuce, one of our favorite studio titles. I think first is Nut and then Lay Deuce. This one's got boys, so I was concerned. There's a lot of talk about the stage. Oh, this is what pissed me off. This one's well animated. Fuck you, gays. You took all the frames from Idolmaster and you gave it to this shit. Maybe it's just the opening that's well animated. I don't know.
Those gays, when they move in your neighborhood, it drives the property values up.
That's true. They're great. They're great designers.
Yeah.
God damn.
They have so much money, and that's why they're like they can spend money on expensive Blu-rays. Girls can't afford that shit. It's all for the gays.
Yeah, no, I get that makes sense. Maybe it's just the opening that's well animated. The rest will be CG. I don't know. I think there's only one dance number in this first episode. So there's a bunch of mobile game. Too many characters, obviously. We could have foreseen
beat
this.
them all real fast.
There's a bunch of different groups. I think the main one is called Fire Phoenix.
Nice.
Phoenix with an F. Kind of redundant, by the way. Fire Phoenix.
I don't get it.
They are low-level idols, so they're street performing, and no one's paying attention. They don't have synergy yet. They're not working together to sing. So, they have a producer, San, just like Idolmaster, but this one's a lady. That's different because they're boys, so she's a lady.
Mm-hmm.
And
for a little bit for the straight guys there. For all the straight guys watching.
For all of you pussy-inclined fellows. And there's one idol group that's...
These guys.
What's that?
Oh, look at these guys you got on the screen for
yeah. There's two of them. I forget what their group is called, but they're a couple of pranksters. They're pranking people.
The one on the right has completely dead eyes. He's definitely been raped.
Yeah, they have been molested, unfortunately. That was they spend about 10 minutes on the episode going into that. I was going to avoid talking about it. There's one group that's Chinese, I think. Or no. Oh, no. There's one group where everyone's a different nationality. Mage needs a new mobile game to play. What about... what's that one everyone's... I don't know. There's too many for me to keep track of. I don't know. Yeah, I forgot. There's a Chinese guy. There's a Russian guy. I think one of them I assume is American because he's annoying. I think that's their way of showing that he's American.
Sounds like another ethnicity to me. Sounds like a different group of people. That can't be Americans.
Right.
It can't be.
So there's tons of Jesus fuck too many characters. That's my notes. They're doing it again. No. Yep. Oh yeah, I counted 16 characters, 16
Holy
boys.
Fuck. There was one that was like a magic witch, like a witch academy show last season, and oh my fucking god,
yeah,
that was the most I'd ever seen. It was absurd.
That was insane. Yeah, like Idolmaster had 13 characters technically. One of them was just their secretary, but she got her own episode. They still needed 24 episodes to make that work, and it worked great. Love Live has 9 characters every season. They manage it in 13 episodes, but those girls have to be super fucking distinct, really very strongly characterized characters, but it still works. You're not going to get 16. You're not going to get me to like 16 boys in however many. This isn't going to work.
That's far too many boys. I have a limit.
Many boys.
Cross the boy threshold.
And so, this is a great screenshot. They got guitars. That's fantastic.
I'm really excited to see this.
I think that's the multinational group.
They're all just white. Come on, I wanted to see like a.
Well, Chinese. You're gonna draw a Chinese guy different. One's Russian. They're all kind of. They're white skin. They're not gonna have a Ugandan fucking. They're not gonna have a Ugandan keyboard player.
I want to see a dude who's just straight up looks like he's an Aztec. I want to see.
They want a guy they brought back from the past, like an Indo-European. Like he has no race and he's kind of a Neanderthal looking. He's kind of Neolithic.
Yeah, there's just
they have one group that's all different nationalities, and one group there's like a Cro-Magnon, and then there's a Neanderthal, and then there's one guy who's literally just a gorilla. That'd be good.
The subhumans.
We're the subhumans.
That's definitely a sludge punk band name.
It's it's world music. We're bringing back world music with like an electronic twist, with like a gritty, like a sort of textured, heavily electronic, sort of hip hop beat, a lot of hi-hats.
you have to respect their culture. I know that they don't have higher thinking. They're incapable of.
They also don't have a culture because they haven't developed agriculture or civilization.
Yeah, they're mostly into just bashing each other over the head with rocks. They have thumbs and they use it for weapons.
They end every concert by destroying all the instruments, but everyone thinks it's just because they're punk.
Here's the thing: is that they could have lived in Seattle for like 8 years in the 90s. They just couch surfed, raiding and pillaging.
Yeah, a bunch of people on the street would have put clothes on them as a joke, so that would have worked. Yeah.
I've seen gutter punks grosser than that.
Mm-hmm. So they have a mascot, who's a bear, who his job is I guess just to hype them up. I don't know why it's happening. There's a scene where the bear's on stage and he's just he has a hype up concert for all the idol boys with just this mascot bear, and everyone's psyched about it. I guess I can't blame him. And then he tells them that they got to sell a certain number of CDs or they're all going to be expelled. It is like that witch show. They had the same thing, right? They had to have a certain number of grades. So I guess that's a mobile game. They just translated the goal of the mobile game into a show format. So there's two different shy boy characters. That, by the way, that's how there's two. If you have two shy boys, just reduce the number of characters by one.
Yeah, you got your shark tooth guy. You got to have your generally nice guy.
Oh yeah, you're looking at the screenshot. Yeah, there is in fact a shark tooth guy.
Top right is generally nice. Top left is kind of gay, maybe effeminate. And then bottom right's probably your protagonist, everyman character.
There's no protagonist. Come on, what do you think we're doing here?
Generally kakui.
By the way, before I forget, Mage, the mobile game I've been playing, it's called Fidelity. It's really fun. I highly recommend it. There is an upfront. It's one of those older games where there's an upfront cost, but then you don't have to pay anything afterwards, unless you want to. So super fun game. Highly recommend it. So yeah, this show is and then the Fire Phoenix has a scene where they become friends because they sing together on a river bank, and they get good at singing a cappella together. You would have loved it. I think.
I love it when people sing a cappella in anime. It's just my favorite. I'm just completely fixated on Marissa Tomei's pokers here. Holy shit.
Someone apparently, I think this made me laugh very hard. Someone says something in me is broken, missing, and he might have said it on the riverbank, which reminded me of the book girl scene from Nichi Bros. And my last note is Lamau and then gay. So there you go. So that's what I watched. Something we both watched. Let's go back to one of those. How about another idol show? How about Idols?
Holy shit. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know this was a short, but it's 8 minutes.
Yes. Animated
by Shin A. I don't know what this is based on. I don't know if it's original. I don't know anything. I don't understand.
This is going to be a very strange take, but did you get some sort of...
Did I get some Godfather vibes from...
Yeah, dude. The Godfather of gaming. Did you get any sort of Metal Gear Solid vibes from this? There's something are you okay? There's one particular part where a character goes off into the corner of a room and then turns around and finger guns somebody that reminds me so much of Metal Gear Solid 3 with Revolver Ocelot.
Okay. I mean, no, I didn't get that. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's the only thing I took away from this. This almost killed me.
Yeah, it's CG. They're an amateur idol group. They're not doing very well. They have a talking idol. It's like a tiki man, which is also like an idol, but a different kind of idol, and it talks to him. It's like a man. It's like a man's voice, and there's a bunch of them. They, the CG is not. It's not even for the most part that terrible, but they apparently didn't take the time to have different face models for the characters, so everyone's smiling the whole time, no matter what emotion they're experiencing. So that's kind of weird.
They also didn't take the time to write jokes.
The jokes are subpar, and they're in a room. I like the cat-mouthed one, but it kind of scares me because there's something wrong with her face. One of them dresses like a lesbian. I don't know. And then, the fucking first joke is... Oh, and also the voice acting is really bad. I think they might be actual idols. I didn't look that part up. But,
even quality of the recording is bad.
Oh yeah, this was recorded on Zoom. Also, by the way, this was clearly recorded over Zoom. With like, it was like okay mics, but definitely over Zoom. No one's leaving. They fucking house. No one's going to a studio for this shit. Like
one of them was dramatically worse sounding than the other
way
one.
worse sounding. Yeah, the first joke is someone's drinking beer, and then someone's like, "What?" And then she's like, "Oh, this is non-alcoholic is non-adu," and the girl goes non-adu. And then like that's the big punchline, first scene, and then we cut to the opening, it's
genuinely like you just had fourth graders riff.
It's not that bad. I don't know.
It's pretty fucking bad. There's nothing to be. There's no
it's
humor.
It's not good.
There's no humor in any of this, man.
So one of them has a shirt that says Nirvana, and I thought that was funny. Yeah, that's it.
Fuck that.
How about a full show?
Best thing I can say, at least it was only 8 minutes. It had the decency to just be 8 minutes long.
Okay, this is the most important show. So don't change that dial because it's back arrow time.
Yeah, baby.
Back arrow or back arrow, which is a pun. Turns out, funny pun. That means dumb guy, which we'll find out why later. This is original Studio Voln. They co-adapted Ushio Totoro with Mappa, and they also did that Pancreas movie. Remember that one? Remember how we almost saw that when it was in the theaters?
No.
I Want to Eat Your Pancreas.
Oh yes, okay, yeah.
We were like, cancer movie or the one with the fun, cool motorcycle old guy. I think we made the right choice, probably. Other one probably kind of a bummer to see at 9 a.m. on like a Wednesday when we're about to take a 13-hour flight.
Yeah, we have all of our belongings in a fucking just in a locker,
in a $7 locker somewhere.
Yeah.
So back arrow. So. We're in the land of Lingaland. Such a funny word. It sounds like... I don't know what it sounds like. It sounds like a combination of like ding-a-ling and like linger, which reminds me of linger longer, which I think was like an Opie and Anthony joke where if you farted, they wanted it to linger longer. I don't know. But Lingaland, and it's a land surrounded by a wall. And really the definition of a wall, you'd think people would realize, but no, it's, obviously it's verboten. There's nothing behind the wall. No one talks about it. You can't have anything behind the wall. So, and they got two major areas. There's an Athens and Sparta equivalent. And oh boy, who is the first character who we meet? What's his name? Are you there? Did your internet die?
I'm here.
Shuugyou. His name is Shuugyou. Fucking Shuugyous.
Stay off the beach, Shuugyou.
What are you gonna do in the race war, Otto man? Keep my foot on the gas pedal when running over Shuugyous.
Stay out of our territory.
I stole that joke. What did you say?
If I catch you looking at my sister again, Shuugyou, I'll smash your fucking face in.
Is that a line? That's probably a line from something. I don't know.
We just can't. I was going to try to make a Godfather joke, and I'm like, no, there's no point.
Now they're in the military. I always just, whenever I hear Shuugyou, I don't even go to Rocket Power anymore. I just go to that I go to Rocket White Power, that YouTube bit. Great bit. Yeah, Shuugyou. That's hilarious off the bat. And then they're riding. So there's there's this strong guy.
This is so funny.
Strong red guy.
Fuck up.
They ride these hover things that made me feel like I'm watching either Oban Star Racers or a Star Wars prequel.
Right. Yeah. It's
very silly CG, just hovercraft. Basically the things that riding on Endor or whatever in episode 6. Oh
God, it's so good.
And so it's an original, but it is kind of a gamey concept where every once in a while a thing falls from the sky and it's full of power-ups. So these powerful guys, these strong fighting guys, they race to these things when they fall. They find the rings, they put them on their limbs, and then they turn into robots, or they put armor on, or robot armor. I don't know. So there we meet. I was like the first part of this show with the red guy and the yellow guy fighting, totally uninterested. And then we go to this village, and we first of all we meet this lady here, and it's like, okay, I like her a lot. The design's great, like this cowboy look.
Yeah.
And then you realize that everyone has this cowboy. It's like very, first of all, super colorful and very early 2000s character design, except it's all like, if you just wanted to make a whole show out of, like, I really like the newscaster lady from Cowboy Bebop and the Digimon girl with the big hat, and I'm going to make everyone like that because I like cowboys, and everyone's dressed like a cowboy. And it's great.
It makes me think about, like, almost like children's shonen, just in terms of, like, the look of the show.
But like early 2000s, like toy children's shonen, like video game shonen. But this is well animated, though. At least this first episode. Like there was effort put into this.
I agree. Yeah, definitely.
Even though the robots are CG, whatever. But it's like there's character to this, these drawings.
There are components of the show that are well done.
Okay, you sound reserved.
The whole thing is like, to me, if you took like a Trigger show, like one of the lesser Trigger shows, and just made it extra dumb, and maybe like
made it, well, I don't know if it's extra dumb, but it's like they toned it down, so which makes its dumbness seem a bit more. Right, like because Trigger is dumb, but also it's like on crack, whereas this is dumb and on like a slow release Adderall, but like a 30 milligram Adderall, like a big one, but it's still slow release.
It's Trigger, but it's not even trying to be cool. There's something about the aesthetic of this and like the character designs and the concept where it's like it's just the least cool Trigger idea, and they crank the saturation up all the way.
It very much feels like I felt like a kid watching this. I was like, oh, there's fun, there's action, there's boobies, and I loved everything that happens in this village. There's also this green-haired lady. She saves a kid with a whip. Another well animated sequence. And then we meet everyone in the village. I love this village. Everyone is a fucking lovable idiot. Everyone's a moron. It's great. This spacecraft lands in their town, and they're all hungry, and they think it's edible, and they're all cooking it, and then the wise elder shows up, and he's like, his only advice is to cook it thoroughly, all the way through. I loved that. It's so good. Everyone is so psyched to cook this fucking clearly metal, like man-made object.
I liked in the sequence. So when we're first meeting our characters, like climbing up a mountain or something, and this little girl like falls off the side of a cliff. You already described, like she saves this girl from falling off a cliff with a whip.
Yeah.
And it's described as it's like she had to do it again, as if this is something that happens pretty often. Mm-hmm. And just imagining these kids like, yeah, it's totally normal to maybe fall to your death, but we got somebody to save this is pretty funny to me. I thought that was
yeah.
Where it's just like, it's totally normal to them because they
cartoon
know
peril.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone in the village is an idiot, which is great because they're in the boonies. And the spacecraft opens, and oh my god, it's Yuki Kaiji was inside, and he's fully nude. And so he obviously has amnesia, but he knows he's from beyond the wall, which everyone laughs at because that's impossible. Bad guy shows up, and the other thing that made me laugh really hard was this green-haired girl I have on the screen here, tearfully taking out something her father left her and saying, "I'm the sheriff. This is something I have to do."
I just need to
just this really you know, just with something about her design and just saying, I'm the sheriff, fucking made me laugh so hard. And then turning into like a girly robot.
I have to take a second because I actually nailed it, because the dude who wrote this show also wrote BNA and Promare and Kill la Kill.
Wait, no way, really?
Yes, and he wrote a whole bunch of Gurren Lagann.
Holy shit! You did nail it! Wow.
I was like, oh, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, there's no way. But no, he did series composition and script for Kill la Kill. Original creator of Promare.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, like this. Yeah, no, he straight up is just a trigger guy.
Nailed it! Holy shit, man! Congratulations.
Boom.
That's actually wild that you fucking.
I'm not used to being validated like this.
you fucking that's I'm you know, if there were like a Mario Okada show, I might be able to call that. I don't think there's any other like like if I had yeah, no, I don't think I would have been able to do that for almost anything else.
What the fuck? This is,
let's see, series composition.
This is a Goro Taniguchi show?
Yes, he directed it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Code Geass. Oh, okay. All right. The director of Code Geass is. I really should start looking up the who's involved in these fucking shows.
We look like complete idiots right now.
I mean, I knew it was like there's something good about this, but I didn't realize like because it just seems like a kids show that has some good elements. You know, it has some good like some effort behind it, but it's like it's just two people who've worked on a ton of shit. It's like I mean, like yeah, Code Geass and I mean also didn't he do Guilty Crown, which isn't really as good, you know? Or no, did he? Wait, I'm not seeing it in here.
Did ID Zero?
Director. What else did he direct? ID Zero. Which one was? Oh, that's the one that might have been good, but I didn't watch. Or no, it was good.
He directed Planetes.
Oh,
Planets.
Oh, Mario the Virgin Witch, which is great. Oh man, Screed, which I haven't seen, but people like that. I think maybe.
Okay, I have to confess.
I'm gonna have to watch this one. Yeah.
I have to confess.
And then series composition. Hold on. Yeah, series composition of Gurren Lagann, and Brand New Animal, and Batman Ninja screenplay. Well, okay. Damn.
I wrote this off.
Kill la Kill series composition.
I wrote this off in the beginning because I'm like, this is like, I didn't find what was going on humorous, like the over the top, like honor, kind of guy, the red guy, basically.
Okay, character design. Character design is the guy who designed the character, or no, it's the creator of Magi, whatever.
And
super
then
popular manga and show.
I was kind of playing up how much I disliked the second half, just because I wanted to have some discussion about it. But yeah, I mean, I guess there is a lot of pedigree here, so maybe it'll end up being good. Anyway, we got to talk more about what's going on in the show, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to figure out if there's any other big names in this. Music, Kohei Tanaka.
The back arrow pun is incredibly stupid.
I bet in Japan that's pretty all right. Oh, music for Gunbuster. Oh my god.
What the fuck is this? Where did this come from?
All the music for the One Piece, it looks like. Or at least some of it. I mean, he's just credited as music for One Piece. Damn. Big names.
Studio Vaughn's like, they just got an influx of talent there. What the hell?
For this and why, but it was okay. But still, Dirty Pair music. I don't know if Dirty Pair has good music, but that's a thing. All right, well, I have to watch this, I guess. I was going to, but now I super have to.
Why? Why Vaughn? Why not?
Man's got to find work.
anybody else? Why not like?
It's an original. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They have enough confidence in this. They convince someone like, hey, we're gonna make an original show based on Yuki Kaiji popping out of a ring pop, out of a baby bottle pop.
I still think the mech designs look really bad.
They're not good. His is still pretty generic.
I also think Back Arrow has an absolutely abominable character design. It is horrifying.
Is his mech or his self?
His self. He's got chaps. He's just so.
Once he puts some clothes on, maybe he's naked the whole time. By the way,
you were calling out the early 2000s, and it looks like a Beyblade character design.
Hell yeah! No, Beyblade's way worse. Come on, give it some credit. So what else happens? A bad guy shows up. Yeah, the girl tries to fight it. And I heard Bakaro, and I was like, oh, okay. And he beats a bad guy. He turns into a mech. They all have their special abilities are called compositions, I think. And they're all very specific. Back Arrow, his is mysterious. He's like Toma. He's zero. It's like Persona, man. You're fucking zero.
Mm-hmm.
Voln did make Karakuri Circus. Something about Voln. Oh, Karakuri Circus. Is that what I'm thinking of? Is that the one that drove us nuts and made us think we were going crazy?
What?
Oh yeah, that show. We watched the first episode of that. That was weird. That was a weird one.
What was going on in it?
It was a circus themed, and they were on a train, and there was a young guy, and then there was, I don't remember what happened. I just remember thinking, this is out of control. This is wild. Yeah. I wonder if that ended up being good. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments down below if that was good. Back Arrow, he calls himself Back Arrow. He's dumb, and then there's a very soft drop on that title card. They even got the OP or ED by Lisa. This is pretty great. It's pretty. Oh, the other thing I was going to mention. I think it's hilarious when people's houses get destroyed. when people are outside gathered watching something, and then something falls from the sky, and they're like, "Oh no, my fucking house!"
Yeah, that's a classic.
It's an old one, but I love it so much.
Yeah, that's some Buster Keaton.
And that one happens twice in this episode. It's to our main character. I think he's our main character. I don't think Back Arrow is. I think the other, the sort of belly button cowboy guy might be our sort of self-insert, but he's like, "Fuck my house." I love that shit.
I'm not as sold on this as you are. I was not as taken with the humor. But that being said, Pedigree's there, and Voln, we're keeping our eye on you. We're watching you, Voln.
It looks nice. Yeah, it could drop off. I gotta at least give this one a few more.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not going to write it off. Let me know. There's if you look at the stuff that they've done so far, Voln as a studio, obviously they did co-production, like you said, on
Torah.
Yeah, which is kind of that throwback 90s style anime.
Sure.
And then if you look at like Karakuri Circus, if you look at the designs, it reminds me of like early aughts Shonen Jump, like Shaman King or what was the one with the puppets?
Karakano.
No.
Puppets. Yes. Oh my god, it's really pissed me off that I can't remember the name.
There's a book, I think.
No, I watched both. I watched all three. I even watched the reboot. Oh my god. I can't. That genuinely upsets me that I can't remember the name of Rose Maiden. God damn it! I didn't look it up. You heard my keyboard typing.
I'm thinking Zatch Bell.
Okay. Similar character design. Besides the weird things on the side of the mouth, but I think.
Let me look at this Rose Maiden real quick.
Are they dolls in Zatch Bell?
It's a puppet.
I mean puppet, right? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, yeah. No, they're not puppets in fucking Rosenmaid. What am I thinking? What am I talking about?
But there's something about that. I'm like, maybe they're trying to evoke something. Maybe they're trying to go for.
They love their I mean,
There's something trashy about elements of Back Arrow, which
yeah. There's like there's the one shot I had on screen earlier where there's a slow pan over the two ladies on the ground and both side boobs.
I wish the robots look cooler. It's a little hard to care when the robots don't look cool.
Yeah, it's a bummer. But how do you make a cool looking robot these days?
How Girl got the boobies out. That's good. So we'll see. We got our eyes on you, Fulham.
We will see. Before we get to the last thing we both watched, how about we talk about the shorts?
Yes.
So we watched one short is Abciee Shuugyou Nikki.
Yeah, they pronounce it Abciee.
Abciee. Okay. All right. Thank you. This is my notes here. Abciee working diary. Ansi whatever. It's about working in TV, but it stars a nervous fish man. Boy. And it's by Fanworks, and it's 3 minutes. And he's like an intern or something at ABC. I don't know how they got around that one.
I think it might literally be produced by ABC.
Could be, but it's like they call it like ABC. They put another word after ABC. I wonder if that's enough to allow them to call it that. Whatever.
They got real voice actors for this. Main character
as
is
opposed
Aoyuki.
To fake voice actors. What?
The main character is voiced by Aoyuki, who's done tons of shit.
Oh, was that Aoyuki too?
Yeah.
Oh shit, she's in the Spider Show. That's funny. I didn't even notice. So it's just him fucking up on his first day at work, and he's nervous. But then the actress lady that he is showing around, he accidentally pleases her, so he saves his ass. And then it turns out that and then the punchline at the end is that he's kind of a dick too, even though he's been nervous about being around her the whole time. It's fine, whatever. Jokes about TV life. The other one's, fuck that, PUI PUI Molcar.
Let's go, baby.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah, this is high art.
Oh my god. PUI PUI. I think it's PUI PUI Molcar.
Yes.
I could not find any information about this other than it is, quote, set in a world where guinea pigs become cars. And I don't know if they become cars. I think they are.
It seems like
I think cars.
The guinea pigs have been cars. Just because they're open about it now, it doesn't mean that. Just because they're out of the closet about being cars.
They're finally allowed to say they're finally given some allowance without being afraid. They can admit.
Please don't dead name these guinea pigs by referring to them as animals. They're cars. It's
refer to them. Yeah, please refer to them as vehicles. It's stop motion. And it's by Shin.
It's pretty well done stop motion. I heard that this is a grad. I did a little bit of reading, and it's by a grad student.
Okay. Just like one person, or what?
He's directing it. I believe there are other people.
Okay.
Really well done stop motion. Actually, I think it's pretty fluid.
It's really great. And then there's parts where there's people driving the guinea pigs, and those parts are funnily way less fluid.
Yes.
Which is kind of weird. And they're miming oh, I'm late, and so she's holding up a clock and stuff. And so the saga of this first episode here is that someone's blocking the road because the guinea pigs blasting the tunes too loud.
What a jerk!
Yeah. One of these, let's call them Southern Hemisphere guinea pigs, maybe. How they're a little different. Maybe behavior wise, maybe don't really follow the rules. Maybe they don't pull their weight as hard. I don't know.
Great. You're not going to. These guinea pigs just came out as cars, and now you expect them to conform to all of our societal standards immediately.
That is a good point. The third generation is going to be just like us.
The third generation is all doctors.
Mm-hmm. Well, car doctor. There are going to be ambulances, just like there's one here. But yeah, this is what I would call delightful. I believe
Yeah,
you probably agree.
big time. This shit rocks.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah, I loved everything going on. I loved how there's a somewhat dark joke where they
They show
they
yeah.
show the inside of this ambulance that's stuck in traffic. And it's like this husband is like looking over his wife as she's like dying and bleeding out. It's an
Yeah.
serious
And so they have
emergency.
to find a way to get to the hospital, and they decide like, oh yeah, we can just climb over each other because we're guinea pigs. You think they really should have figured that one out sooner, but I guess they're dumb. They're dumb animals.
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you very much, Mr. Tomoki Masato, for this.
Thank you. Yeah. So excellent. Okay.
Easily the highest. It's easily the highest rated thing I've seen on the anime list this season.
That is probably the one to beat. Okay, so I watched one more thing that you did not watch. That's
You
so.
gotta pee real quick. I'll be
You are
right
gonna
back.
pee real quick.
Yeah, just talk about this shit I don't give a fuck about.
No, you're gonna have to listen because I watched, and I'm gonna hang out with my good friend Mage, and if he doesn't want to type anything, that's fine. I'm not gonna. My feelings aren't gonna be hurt. It's a free chat. It's you can do whatever you want. That's no problems here. No complaints. Everything's cool. How about we play some music? What's going on in the world of music? How about some beats? I don't have any of my soundtracks on this. What do I got on this? I don't know. He can pee really fast. Actually, it's probably not even worth looking. What's going on with me? I watched The Mummy 3. We'll talk about that later. That's coming up. Been waiting years for season 2. Season 2 of World Trigger. I didn't know there was anyone who is World Trigger. The only thing I watched the first episode of World Trigger, and then I've only seen that clip of that scene where they were either it was an extremely avant-garde artistic choice, excuse me, or they ran out of money. But it was just a scene where they were like in a boardroom, and there was like 30 seconds of pausing between each line, and that's all I know about World Trigger. But if there's actually some good shit in there,
What are we talking about right now?
That would fascinate me. Me and Mage talk about World Trigger. That was a show that we watched probably 6 years ago, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, my entire life flashing before my eyes as I have a careen towards the grave. All these anime that I don't remember.
You're waiting for season 2 of World Trigger. What about season 2 of fucking? I don't know. There's so many. There's so many at this point.
Season 3 fucking Silver Spoon, you fucks.
Silvers, yeah. I was thinking more like Panty and Stocking.
Didn't they announce something going on with that at one point?
Well, Gainax is like a shell now, and I think like it's partially owned by Trigger now. So like it could happen if there was any fan enthusiasm for it, for which there's not, except in America. And I don't know if their like American geared shows have been doing great.
How did BNA do?
Probably not great because like it's clearly like furries, but then again, Beastar is just insanely popular. So
Yeah, no, it's the
but BNA just wasn't a great show. I actually didn't finish it.
If they announced the next Evangelion release date, we have our 8th release date for Evangelion 4 yet?
No, we already talked about this. No, it'll be done when it's done. Okay, we release things when they're done. I watched Soukou Musume Senki. Do you like?
It's not even funny anymore.
Robot girls. What's not funny? The Evangelion thing?
Also, like, how much money can Hideaki Anno have? Just buy your old studio.
You can't rush quality. Why? What would he? He doesn't want to do it. He didn't even want to make the 4th movie. What do you think he wants to do?
Just buy Gainax and get all his properties. Give me 4K remasters of Gunbuster. I don't give a fuck. Just Make
I mean,
Gynax.
it's on. I mean, I guess. I mean, they could do that already. I mean, but there's probably just no money to be.
Gynax
There.
has
I mean,
18 employees.
There were Blu-rays of Gunbuster. They look great.
The Wikipedia says there are 18 Gynax employees. How true that is?
What? That's nuts. I guess.
Oh,
Yeah. They probably just outsource everything at this point. Yeah. There's probably no animators left.
that's the best thing
Uh.
to even put out. Wish Upon the Pleiades, is that it?
No. They put out that thing. I was very surprised they put out. Yeah. What the hell was it? TV series. I think it was.
In 2013.
No, I think it was a short or something. What the fuck was it?
Wait, yeah, they might have done. They might have done a short. What the fuck was that?
It's not listed on Wikipedia. Damn.
I got it. You keep. I can find it.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
Nope. Now I'm stuck. I'm stuck on Wikipedia. I can't leave. Oh no.
I've got Masamune Date Nickel from 2016, whatever the fuck that
No,
is.
it was something like a year in the last year or two, and we were like, "Is this Gynax? What?"
I
But I
can't
can't
even
find it
find
anywhere. Did they just write? Did they just?
it.
Did they? Yeah. Did they erase it from history because it wasn't? It wasn't good. Which one was? It wasn't Magica Wars. That was too long ago, and it wasn't Wish Upon the Pleiades. That's fucking weird. Maybe on Anime News Network. I could find. Oh, but that doesn't list by year. God damn it.
Fucking Hideaki Anno's doing an Ultraman movie that comes out this year.
I'm not gonna find it. You keep looking. I can't.
Dude, boy, I have no idea. Is there a search function on Analyst?
Probably.
Where the fuck is it? I can't find it. Oh, search. There you go.
Production. There we go. Oh, that'll make it easier. Appleseed backstage. What's backstage? Animation production assistance. That wouldn't be it. Detective work. That's what we're doing right here, folks.
This is important. Someone has to do this, otherwise it'll be lost to time.
No, it's 2009.
Shiokaze Sawakaze.
That could be it.
ONA. Something called Suna
What
no
year,
Akari. That's 2017.
Oh, that could be it.
Sadan Desu. Okay, hold on.
Okay, you're way down in the S's.
I'm sorting by Gynax releases based on air date. Okay, this is a Gynax production called Jinryoko Senkan Shiokaze Sawakaze.
That sounds familiar.
Follows the personifications of two World War II Japanese warships. Worked as okay. Boy,
2002. I feel like we've switched timelines.
this is an ONA, and you can find it all on YouTube. It looks like.
Cool. Submarine.
And then Suna no Akari, which was the world's first 4K anime.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, nope, it's gone. They didn't do it.
Okay, 60. What the fuck?
Maybe they just I don't know. Maybe they weren't actually animation production. Maybe they were just like
I think
producing
they
it
assist on some stuff, and I think they just
or distributed it or something recently.
yeah, we'll never know.
I'll look back at my notes. I'll report later. But yes, Soukou Musume Senki. LBX Girls. LBX stands for Little Battler's Experience. It's these are action RPGs by Level 5 on the PSP and DS. And this is a spin-off of those. There have been other shows based on this, apparently. Studio A-Cat, who did the very unfortunately acronymed Frame Arms Girl.
Oh, no.
I love those threads. Like, what fags have you bought? what fags are you planning on getting? And Tamayori. Oh, Tamayori's the baseball show. Oh, no. I got to show you that webum after this.
Oh, yes.
Probably the worst piece of animation in the last 10 years. I think they accidentally just aired it totally unfinished. It was like storyboard shit. It was incredible.
Please send it to me.
I think I actually saved it because of how bad it was. Like, I need to just have this on my hard drive. But, so, I figured it's going to be CG because they're in robot suits. It's a girl. She's on a Tokyo trip. I need to get a screenshot up. Fuck. Where are we here? Yes. Oh, yeah, these robots, by the way, not looking great either. Oh, wait, which show is this? Yes, okay.
I'm looking at some stuff from this
from Tamayori.
Oh my
goodness! I wonder if I can. I wonder where I have that webum. Is it on my desktop?
Oh my god! Okay.
I wonder where I put that shit. It is so good.
Funimation allegedly runs disastrous unfinished version of Tamayomi episode 4.
I want to play that on the stream if I can find it.
Disaster.
Where the fuck?
I've got it.
Oh, you posted it?
This is comparison between, I guess, the top was.
Didn't post it.
Oh, here it comes. I'm copying it.
Oh. Webums. I had a version. Okay. Oh, see, I don't want the comparison. There's one that's just the balls. Can't find anything. I'm usually the master of finding things.
Oh, they just hang on a frame.
Oh, but the faces.
Yeah.
Just nuts, dude. Well, it's not on my desktop. Where would I have put such a thing? Oh, well. Yeah, I'll play yours. Sure. But how? I can't save this. It's not a file. Whatever. Yeah. Look it up yourselves. What are we, spoon feeders over here?
I've got an article.
What are we, spoon feeding?
I've got an article called "My Complicated Thoughts on Tamayomi."
I ain't no fucking spoon feeder.
My complicated thoughts about Tamayomi.
Oh, here it is. Nope, totally just found it.
Nice. Send me that shit.
Send you. I'm playing on the fucking stream. All right, here we go, folks. Oh, because this is quality to the max. It'll be there. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Oh, the face, she has the huge shoulder.
Wow.
Woo! Hold on.
Damn.
Let's give it some tunes.
Damn, she looked like that should be able to be in that new Tom and Jerry movie, bro. My goodness. Holy shit.
Oh, was that it? Did it end?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, fuck.
I love the umpire. Holy fuck.
God, everything about that is so good. Okay.
Nice.
So, this girl in this robot show, she's on a trip to Tokyo. She's a bit of a country bumpkin. And it's not all CG, by the way. The robot fights will be, though. And Isekai wastes no time. I don't even remember this part. I think I'd had some drinks, and I have no memory of the transition from Tokyo trip to oh yeah, my sister, my writer, also had some amazing gifts come out of those later episodes. Uh, I wonder
Is
if it
this
was.
like
It might have been.
COVID?
I wonder if it was even the same studio.
Is this
Um,
like a couple of weeks into COVID or like months into COVID and they couldn't finish anything?
I don't
So
know.
it's
No,
just
I think it might have been longer ago than that. That would have been the anime was no 2018. So, what was the studio though? Nas. Did Nas do? No, no, that's not this. So, um, but similar problems, I guess. But yes, this one. So she transported isekai world, but it's a post-apocalyptic isekai world, not fantasy. Post-apocalyptic Tokyo, and she's immediately in a robot suit. There's other girls in robot suits. One of them is this girl who I like a lot, and she has the plainest design ever, but something about her is just
oh, and
great.
she's so spunky.
She's spunky, and she's just got a she's a plain moe, I believe they call it. And so so she's cute. My notes are getting more and more incoherent. At some point she says that she's a Soukou Musume, I guess. So I wrote, it's like I'm some kind of. They have an AI they talk to. His name's Nate.
Good
And
name for
then
an
they, normally in these kinds of shows, you kind of dole out the henshins. Like, oh, this episode, this character, you get to see them turn into a robot. They do every character, and there's probably at least 5, and they all do the henshin sequence because I assume they're trying to sell toys or whatever this is. Oh
Bro,
no, the games.
these people could not be more separate from the background. There's no lighting on these guys at all. Look at this shit.
Who are you talking
I'm
about?
looking at the image of this girl in the pink one, and like it's the environment around her is so bleak, and she's so bright.
Well,
Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Um, it would be weird if the post-apocalyptic world was bright and colorful. I guess you could put some plants in there at least. So they transformate for like 5 fucking minutes. And they have the bodysuit, and then they overlap with the robot, and then they become the robot. And
Nice.
one of them's name is Lucifer. I feel like that's a red flag. Maybe get rid of her. That's a bad. Don't name. Why would
It's
you
a
do
bad
that?
rap. Okay.
All the other ones have really silly names. One of them is Lucifer. And they have like their suits have like heels, but they look more like hooves than heels. I don't know what's going on there. And they do so many henshins, and then so they fight some guys. She doesn't realize she's been transported. She thinks she's in a VR game, which is a weird assumption. So she just starts going at it with these robot spiders, to start shooting them, and everyone watching her is like, "This girl's a moron." She's going crazy. No regard for her own life. She runs out of ammo. She gets shit beaten out of her, and she gets rescued by this unit of other robot girls. And she's like, where's my friends? And they're like, you're in a different world now. I think it happened to all of them. And she's like, I'm from this part of Tokyo. And I think she wants to go there. And they're like, the world's pretty different now. And they go there, and it's like, whoa, I guess this world is pretty different. Mount Fuji is here. I guess it's not supposed to be. I don't know about anything about. I mean, I know sort of geologically where Mount Fuji is. Apparently, it's not where it's supposed to be. I guess that's the craziest thing they could think of, but to make this world. I don't know.
What about just like we don't even know what Tokyo is? Tokyo doesn't even exist. It's not enough. It's
Yeah, well, maybe she'll run into her friend or something. Yeah,
there'll be a crazy otherworld
that'd be pretty
variation.
crazy. What's most important is this short, sort of silver-haired girl who's she's great. She's eating ramen, and she's got a
Aw, look at how
collar.
cute she is.
Oh, she looks so
You
chill.
want to pat her head.
I don't think she'd be into it, but yeah, I would want to also.
Well, that's not the point.
No, I mean that's not. I'm not saying it would stop me. I'm just pointing that out.
Can you imagine how cute she would be if it was like winter and you bundled her up tight in a bunch of winter clothes and she looks so fucking tiny? Look at how small she is.
That's some kind of weird inflation.
No, she's just you got her in a bunch of fucking puffer coats.
That's the weirdest fantasy. I want to put a ton of clothes on this bitch.
Well, she's upset because she's like, I don't want to go out like this. It's like, you have to. It's too cold.
This is like a child.
Yeah, I want to take care of her.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna say our goals aren't completely aligned here.
Well, I also want to eventually, when the time has come, she'll have to.
I want to wait until she is ripe, and then
she must wed.
I
mean, it's a post-apocalypse, you know.
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, we have to populate with the robots to create a super robot man species. So yeah, that one's not very good. And then the last show. Were there any other movies I wanted to talk about that we watched? Oh, we watched. Oh yeah. I got a couple. Because last time Steven and I hung out,
rip them off.
We watched. Okay, so we started out with Ghost Rider.
Nice.
And have you seen Ghost Rider?
Not in a long time, but yes, I've seen it.
Okay, it's not very good.
No.
But while I was watching, I realized that a couple Christmases ago, my dad got me one of those shirts that's a built-in long sleeve shirt under a short sleeve shirt.
Damn.
So and it's like everything in that movie is covered in terrible, trashy.
Well, yeah, he's
flames.
like an extreme sports guy, so of course.
Yes, but it's like the worst flames. You couldn't draw flames worse than this, and so we start watching this movie.
07, Jesus.
07.
Christ.
And I told Steven, I'm like, I should go put this shirt on. He's like, yeah, you should. So I come out with that shirt on, and watched the rest of the movies 2004 style, and that was a very funny bit. And so and so we watched that. I forgot that he just becomes a flaming skeleton.
That's Ghost Rider, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like he has no character, and then they try to give him character by like making him weirdly quirky, and his quirks are that he likes monkeys and he eats nothing but jelly beans. And like that's I don't understand why that's what that's supposed to convey at all.
Well, they also put Eva Mendes in there.
Eva Mendes is in there.
Yeah, they put her in there, and she's like, okay,
they get two different actors to play young Nick Cage and young Eva Mendes, and he makes a Faustian bargain with Mephistopheles to save his dying dad, in return for a favor in the future, and then his dad dies anyways because Devil's a bad guy, and then he's so sad that he was gonna run away with his girlfriend. But then he drives by her on the bike and looks at her and then just keeps going. And I have no idea why he did that. It's like his dad's dead, but you still the girl's still there. I don't know why you have to abandon the girl. And then he can't be killed, so he's constantly doing retarded sports stunts, but he always fucking eats it, but he never dies, and everyone's like, how is he still alive? And then he turns into a flaming skeleton, and we meet all of our villains in one scene.
Who are even the villains?
It's Mephistopheles' son, I guess. I don't know how he got a son, but it's the devil's son named Blackheart, who's like a preppy, goth boy.
Which is what Blackheart looks like.
It's the bad guy from, I think, Blade and Underworld, like same bad guy, like a preppy, well-dressed, pale vampire-looking guy.
A cool dude.
A spiky,
Ghost Rider is an outsider, a jock who wouldn't understand what it's like to be a flaming skeleton.
And he wanders into this bar in the middle of nowhere and just finds all of our antagonists just in there. And one of them is the guy from Korn. He's got the dreadlocks. He's got the spiky teeth.
Nice.
And like they all have these dumb themes. One of them is like he's supposed to be like a brutish guy, but he's like just like British. He's not big or strong. He's skinny. And one of them is water themed, so he's just wet all the time. And then the other one is the wind. So and the way this movie plays out, it's like it feels like myth, like that's been literally translated onto the big screen, because it's like he's like fighting the wind guy at one point, and he has his chain because he's Ghost Rider. He hits things with the chain, and he tries to hit wind with a chain, but he can't because he's wind. And he's like, "You can't defeat wind with a chain." And they're both just standing in the same spot, and Nick Cage just starts whirling around the chain to create like this vortex, and the wind is like, "No!" And like that's how he beats it. He doesn't put up any resistance. So it feels like you're watching like an ancient myth being literally translated with no sort of pizzazz onto the screen, because you can imagine reading like, and then the Ghost Rider created a great wind that sucked up the demon.
Right.
But they just did that, and it looks ridiculous when it's just made into an effect with no sort of style to it. It's ridiculous, and he beats every guy like that, and he beats them all like instantly. They find him all instantly, and he finds them, and there's there's no build up to any of it. It's insane. And then the cowboy guy from The Big Lebowski is like his mentor, and then
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott's there, and it turns out he was the last Ghost Rider, and he's 150 years old, and then he rides a horse, and they
ride off into the sunset together?
No, they ride to some obscure town that the devil's son needs to find a contract that will let him escape like the control of the devil, so that he can rule the world or something. And then, but somehow Sam Elliott, even though he's still a Ghost Rider, and he's the only one who ever escaped the pact of the devil, somehow riding to this town in the desert used up all his power, and now he's just a normal guy. And then he rides away to the sunset, and then he's gone. Presumably, maybe he goes to die. I don't know, but that they didn't explain that very well. And then Eva Mendes's character, her boobs are out a lot, but there's a scene where she's mad at him, and then in the next scene she's not anymore. She just changed her mind, and there's no reason. Like,
well, the thing is,
they do the thing where like he finally he sees her after like 30 years or whatever, like harasses her into going on a date with him, and then he becomes the Ghost Rider, so she's left drinking wine at this restaurant by herself. And then so she's pissed at him. And then she has a scene where she's just like, fucking fuck off, I'm done with you. And then in the next scene, he's in his garage, and she walks in and just starts talking to him like hey, what's going on? It's fucking nuts. Insane movie. And then The Mummy 3 is Tomb
of the
Dragon Emperor. You'd think, so, okay, you hear Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, you'd think, okay, why set the third Mummy movie in China? And you'd think it would be like a cynical attempt, like early attempt, like movies do now, to cater to Chinese audiences. But there's no way, because a Chinese person watching that would be like, what the fuck is this? It's insane. They cram as much Chinese shit into it as possible, to the point where, like the first action sequence is they're going through Chinese New Year, and there's fireworks shooting everywhere, and then they go to the Himalayas, and there's Yetis. One of the Chinese, the Chinese guide, they have the young lady who Brendan Fraser's son has a crush on. She can summon Yetis by yelling, and they're like these weird furry muscular things that I don't like the look of at all. And the seedy brother has opened a bar in China that's mummy themed. It's all like a bunch of like wink and nod jokes where like so his wife is now famous. Brendan Fraser's wife is now famous for writing books about her mummy adventures, and she's trying to write a new book about a mummy adventure. She can't come up with a new idea, also she's played by a different lady. And the first scene with her is a wink and nod to that, where she's reading her book in public, and to a bunch of fans, and someone asks like, "Is the character based on you?" And then she lowers the book, and you see her face, and she's like, "Not at all." And it's like, aha, it's a different actor. So it's a bunch of silly fourth wall breaking jokes like that. The fashion design is the most ridiculous part of that movie. Like, they don't look like protagonists because everyone has these insane fur coats that are like just so obnoxiously huge and preppy looking that it's like it's so fucking funny that these
I'm
are.
seeing Brendan Fraser's looks like a World War II bomber jacket or something.
No, it's because it's got a foot of fur on behind his neck, and his voice is fucked up. He had some kind of surgery, so his voice it sounds like they lowered his voice by 2 octaves. It does not sound natural at all. Like, I can't even try to imitate it. He sounds, every time he talks, it sounds ridiculous.
Nice.
And there's a witch lady. So much hilarious.
But did you like
Chinese.
it?
They're trying to stop a guy from ruling over China, which, like, oh no, that's never happened. At least this guy's magic. Like, what's he gonna? I don't know.
Did you like it?
It was entertaining. There's a great scene where Brendan Fraser's with his son, and first of all, it's supposed to have been like 20, or no, it couldn't have been that long because Brendan Fraser's like the same age, but his son is like 25, and they're pulling their guns out, and so Brendan Fraser's like old school. And so, like, his son's like, "Hey, check out my Walter P-38," and Brendan Fraser's like, "Yeah, it doesn't seem like that much compared to the Peacekeeper here." And then his son's like, "Well, it's not. It's more about stamina." Brendan Fraser's like, "Oh, well, you want power? Check this out, Thompson submachine gun." And they're like in these insane like leather. Or not leather. They're in these insane fur jackets that look ridiculous. And his son's got these huge Ray-Bans on. It's supposed to be like 1947. And he goes, "Well,
these are period films."
Oh yeah. This is right after World War II.
Okay.
And his son is wearing these Ray-Bans, and he looks like a fucking I don't know, like an American Eagle model. And he's like, "Well, the Thompson's pretty good, Dad, but check this out, the PPSH." They just keep pulling out. It's that scene is hilarious. Anyways,
nice.
Bad movie, but whatever.
Sounds like it accomplished what it was looking for.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't wait to. I finished. Did I talk? I feel like I talked about Jurassic Park 3 already. I'm not going to bore people with that.
I've seen it. I remember watching that a lot as a youngin.
Jurassic Park 3 is not bad. It's significantly better than 2. 2 is complete dog shit.
Yeah.
I thought 3 was actually pretty solid. And now I'm going to watch those Jurassic World movies.
Ugh.
After I watch The Godfather 2, of course.
Of course.
We got to talk about this last show because I need to rewarm me some sketty meatballs.
Okay. Yes. So we talked about Robot Girl show. The last one. Oh wait, we have 2 more. Excuse me.
Oh, you have one that you watched?
Yes, because I watched Kumo desu ga Nani ka. So I'm a spider. So what? So what?
What are you gonna do about it?
So what? This is
our religion is like just be a spider.
Maybe just be a spider. That's damn. I have that clip. I gotta put that clip up. It's a good clip.
Yeah.
So light novel, Millipensi. I still don't know how to pronounce that. This is the other Aoi Yuki show I was talking about. Aoi Yuki, Madoka, famous for being she's like legitimately like 4'8" or something. So she's famously small.
She's like Madoka. So what?
So I'm Madoka. So what? That'd be a good show.
She was in Copcraft.
Sure.
Oh, sorry, she was not in Copcraft. What the fuck? How did I get to Copcraft from here? Oh, this is the studio. The studio did Copcraft.
Okay. So it starts out in like this school with like this heavy like filter on it. It looks like Death Note or something. And she's just reborn as this kind of cute little spider. I don't know why she's the only cute one, but she's been reincarnated. Um, there's no original life flashback unless that's what the classroom stuff is. And I was about to say, well, at least it's not a fantasy isekai, but then you see the opening, and it's very fantasy. So, but the opening is pretty funny though, because it's like an isekai opening, and they play it very straight, but she's just a spider, and they don't really like. So it's pretty good. Like they don't lean on that, and also Aoyuki like carries most of the show because she is putting in. She's putting in effort to make this acceptable, and I think she succeeds. She at one point she says, "Oh Jesus!" In English, she goes, "Oh Jesus," because a huge spider shows up.
What the fuck show ended with "Don't count your eggs before they hatch"? Oh, okay, never mind.
That's the last one we're gonna talk about.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway. So yeah, big spider shows up. So she's freaking out because there's all these. She hatches with a ton of other spiders. And it's this show is basically a spoof of the slime show. The Reborn as a Slime.
Wait, it's a spoof of it?
Yes, sort of. Because that was very popular, and so but it's not that spoofy because it's not a parody. It's because it's basically copying it, but it's
meta.
It's on the nose. Like I'll explain. So like
instead of making jokes about isekai, it's making jokes about isekai.
No, the slime show didn't really make jokes about isekai. I don't think.
Well, I guess the slime show was about just you breaking the system that this world exists in using powers.
And that's a pretty standard isekai formula. It's like he leveled up until he became Jesus, and then he went and did Jesus stuff.
Right.
Been reading this for years, but the anime is based on the light novel, not the manga. Really, just want more of the other classmates in the spider now. The other classmates show up. Most of this episode's in this cave. Yeah, we meet her hot classmates. So I guess all her classmates also were reincarnated, but they all got to be cool, hot adventurers at this party. So I guess there was just a bomb. Something went off in her school, or there was a carbon monoxide leak. Who knows? We will find out later, perhaps. But I will say, at least in the slime show, they animated what's his face. I don't think he was CG. But she's pretty much always a CG spider. Not bad, not terrible. And then so when the spoofing starts, there's a disembodied voice telling her about her levels and shit. And I was like, okay, please let this be a gag. This is gonna be a gag, right? Where it's like she's just overhearing someone's game console in the other room. Like they're not actually just doing this again, right? Where she has a level up AI telling her what to do and her powers and saying, you've increased your poison resistance. And they did do that again. But it's still sort of the change up they did is that like her powers just kind of suck, at least at first. Like she gains appraisal, and she just looks at a rock, and the AI just keeps saying rock, and so it's like it's okay, but it's still just like they just did it again. It's like they're still just doing it, but they're doing it with a little bit more like they're it's a bit more tongue in cheek. So then she gets hungry. I thought spiders could go like a month without food at least, right? Because they're just hanging out. But then is
she a big spider?
She's very small. No. But so she eats one of her dead siblings, and gains more stats. Very much like the slime show, where every time he does something, he gets a fucking stat. And then she finds a frog that she fights. And then that's when we cut to all these hot teens at this party who all know each other.
Turn up.
from previous life. Everyone got isekai'd, I guess. There's a boy. He has a jealous sister, and then there's like there's a twin tail blonde girl who the sister seems like she's kind of jealous of, and there's another blue haired girl, and then there's one girl who used to be a dude. One of these girls got a name with a O that has a line through it, like a slash. And
I've seen it here. Philomosh. That's the only way I can possibly imagine to pronounce that. You gotta really shit up.
Yeah, like my brain just immediately tried to come, because that's like that's all the makings of a Mitch Hedberg joke right there. Is like, I saw this dude, his name, he had a O, but there was a slash through the O, so it's like, yo, make sure you do not pronounce this part of the name, something like that. That's 100% a Mitch Hedberg joke. Like you can make something out of that.
You gotta pronounce it like Bjork, because that's just what I assume all fucked up characters are.
You need make sure there is not an O in this name. I have even put a character there to make sure you do not put an O, or something like that.
Workshop that a little bit. You got a minute.
Yeah. He would have worked it out. I'll go to some open mics. I'll work on that one. I just did this one obvious.
It's forever.
There's nothing fucking comedians hate more than people doing Mitch Hedberg. Oh my, because it's so easy, and and everyone tries to do him. And they hate that shit. And then there's also a mascot character that used to be human, and maybe is a little not too psyched about it. So they're all friends, and I think probably Aoyuki's classmates. So she eats the frog, which I guess didn't taste good. And then there's a really fun ED where it's like an idol sequence, and she's dancing around as a spider. It kind of won me over. I was like, all right, fine, yeah, it's all right, okay. It's mostly because of her.
I like the facial expressions of the spider.
Yeah, and Aoyuki is putting in her best work. So
it looks like it's got some energy. I'm seeing what's happening on the screen right now. They got a bunch of spiders. They're psyched. I can get down with that.
They are psyched. So surprised me. Decent show. And then last, but certainly not least.
No, definitely not.
Is take a look at my big fat Praeter.
Ugh.
I thought the word Praeter sounded like some kind of old timey slang for penis.
Yeah, definitely, like Pecker or Peter or any number of things.
Praeter. Where's my screenies here? Oh yeah. Oh, guess who did this show? First of all, it's Praeter no Kizu. Scar on the Praeter, which makes it extra funny.
I got a scar on my Peter.
There
is only one. Only one could be responsible for this.
It's an original show by Go Hands.
Woo-hoo,
oh
let's go,
boy, they're back. Director of Capellion, K, and of course Handshakers.
That's what I'm looking for.
And the weird second season of Handshakers that was called like Wiz or whatever, stealth sequel.
Let's go.
So will it be blue? Will it be green? It's both. It turns out.
Of course, yeah. There's perhaps a gradient between the two.
Maybe some shots will be very washed. Maybe very blue. Sometimes some will be very green. Some will be very gay. Others will be very sparkly and green and blue and whatever, man.
There will be shit floating for no reason.
Sometimes the camera will be moving and the characters won't be tracking at all with the environment. Sometimes they will be a little bit.
You know what there always will be, though?
But a cafe that they hang out at, because that's in every fucking show that this... How are they still in business? Manglobe is gone. Manglobe went bankrupt, and they made Samurai Flamenco, and they made Gangster, and they made Samurai Champloo, and they're gone.
Yeah, they're the best.
And Go Hands is still making things...
The exact same thing.
With the same color palette that looks like it should be a fake The characters look like they should be fake anime characters on a lunchbox for a fat girl in 2005.
No,
they
this
look
is definitely this. You go to a Borders bookstore, and this is how to draw manga, and this is what you got on the front cover.
They look like your younger sister bought a stuffed animal and it hooks into an online web game.
Definitely.
And this is what the characters look like. They look like boy brats. They look unreal. And how are they still in business? Whose dick are they sucking? Where's the money? Follow the money
on somebody. It's because it's gay.
No one's buying this. There's no way. There's so much better gay stuff. Go to iChew. What are you doing with this? What are you doing with this? Nobody thinks this is cool.
You come in and you walk in on your son watching this show. He's a Blu-ray copy. He's like, Dad. It's like, what are you doing with this? Watch iChew instead. It's like, Dad, you just hate me because I'm gay. No, son. It's because you're watching.
Sonny, you watching that To Love Ru DVD I lent you? Oh my God! Whoa!
You're no son of mine. I didn't raise a son with this poor taste.
Why can't you be more like my? Why can't you be more like
your stepbrother? Your gay stepbrother.
Yeah, your gay stepbrother Gabriel. He watches cool gay shows like
Evangelion,
like Yuri on Ice and Evangelion.
Wait a minute, hold on. Let me do some math real quick. Are all cool West anime that cross over the West gay? Let's figure this out.
What does that mean?
Have crossover appeal?
No. What about
Full Metal Alchemist? Gay. Naruto? Gay.
Naruto
Bleach?
Gay? Is Megalobox gay?
Gay.
I don't think Megalobox is gay. What about
Evangelion? Definitely gay.
I mean, what about
Attack on Titan? Pretty gay.
Okay, that one's a little gay.
It's about dude getting eaten.
My Hero Academia has got some titties.
That's pretty gay.
Nah, dude, come on.
Gay
dudes like the male characters, but the show itself is not gay. I don't think.
Okay, I'll have to watch all of it. And I have to watch all 8 seasons of it and let you know.
Dragon Ball Z, the least gay thing ever made. Come on, man.
That's what you think.
I watched it. You haven't even seen it.
Those guys fuse with each other.
Oh, that's they.
I want you inside of me, Goku.
They're not.
Said
Vegeta. They said, he wants to disintegrate the whole planet, Vegeta.
How can you do this to Freezer? My face. Okay.
So yeah, Gohan's was like, our shit's not gay enough. They hang out in it's like, I swear it's the same cafe from K. They have to be. Why is it always a cafe? And so I don't know what they're doing, but they live in this city that looks like it looks like someone who's been teaching themselves texture modeling for 4 months made a realistic Mirror's Edge mod to make it gritty.
They think that so they describe this place as like, this is where the outcasts and like the the homeless and the fucking, this is where squatters live. And they go inside of their apartment, and it's like the most beautiful. It's
everything's
gorgeous.
Shimmering. Yeah,
it's gorgeous. They have fruit on the table. They have a bowl of fruit.
Yeah, fruit on the table.
I don't even have fruit on my table. Fuck.
Yeah. So there's an older brother, younger brother. Older brother, he works by shooting people. I don't know. He fights crime. And he fights the hero of the city, whose name is something, and they fight with guns but don't die. And then the hero guy, who's very cool because he smokes cigarettes, and that's it, goes to hang out at his cafe with the rest of his crew, and they plan a job to do something with the mafia. And
there's a lot of characters in this one.
There's a lot of characters. They explain one guy is too cool for fighting, but he's still good at it. And he has Ikuhara eyes too. One of them looks like he's from Penguin Drum. And there's ripping guitar on the soundtrack, but it's mostly the sort of knockoff nujabes, like piano, jazz, hip hop music. And
very kuru.
Very cool. All that was missing was just like scenes of all of them walking around in a line through the city with all the very sparkly, shiny skyscapes.
Real quick, before I forget, music in Uraseka Picnic, really good. back to the
I
show.
remember it being pretty good. Yeah, yeah. It's I think you would have to try to find textures this bad, like of metal and wood and anything that's not the
Well,
characters.
it just doesn't even look like even close to what it's supposed to look like. Any
Yeah,
of
well,
it.
clearly none
It
of it's
just
like been drawn, but it's like, there have been 3D environments and other things, and none of them have been able to. I can't imagine how you could make something this ugly without putting effort into it, deliberate
well,
effort.
it's simultaneously incompetent and also they're trying to attain something that looks like shit. It's like they're not even like failing to make like normal, good-looking environments. They're failing to accomplish a style that
Yeah,
that even if they did it right would look like garbage.
yeah, they're
It looks like
going.
they
Yeah,
just
they're.
smeared it all in jelly.
Yeah,
Everything's so shiny and weird and glistening. It's just like it's just so
yeah.
strange.
The lighting doesn't make sense, and it's like every mechanical object is like a JPEG that they're holding, and they're not holding it right, and it's
God, this
nuts.
fucking the cigarette.
Oh
It's
man.
killing me. It's
Yeah,
killing me. It's just
they
got
don't they don't
tile
fit
on
into
it.
the environments.
Oh god, it's so funny.
Uh,
Why is this part? So I'm looking at this here. There's like exposed rebar in the background, and it's like why is this beautiful upscale cafe? Like this would be a nice cafe in the real world. They got a sailboat model there. They got a chandelier, and I'm supposed to believe that this is like a complete just dumpster fire of a city.
well,
What is this?
I mean, the city overall is riddled with crime, but you can find a nice cafe if you have a ton of firearms. I
But aren't
guess.
these? Isn't this in like the worst area of the city?
I don't know where the cafe is.
This is. They think this is literally like they just live upstairs and they live in this shitty because like they're walking through this environment describing how it's like yeah this place belongs to the squatters and the
I don't know
addicts.
the relation to any of the environments. Um, but of course they have good design skills. They're fucking gay dudes. We talked about this.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah, there's a lot of holding JPEG guns. There's one hot lady just like in K. Let's see if I can find her here. Oh, there's so many guns. Yeah. There's another faction where they were observing. They're like in red uniforms, much like the cops from K.
Wow.
So then there was a firefight, and our protagonist saves the cool guy who transfers his like what defense powers onto him. That comes with a tattoo, and then cool guy dies in a cool way, in the most like trying to be cool. It's impossible to take seriously. It's so funny. He asks him for a light, and he lights a cigarette, and he just he leans back and he looks up at the sky, and
He's smiling.
He's smiling. He's like, this city. I forget who even knows the fuck he said. It's like it's great. Look at these shadows in this scene. The shadows don't even make.
He looks up.
They don't even make sense. They kind of do. I don't know. This doesn't look like an environment. Yeah, it's
well,
insane.
you do no. You literally the shadows literally do not make sense because there's shadows that are casting from some sort of like construction thing that aren't casting onto them. They look like they're lit from elsewhere. Them. And then the rocks in the background, which I'm only now starting to really take in. Holy shit! It looks like fucking Jimmy Neutron rocks.
It looks like a Red Faction gorilla.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's part of the destructible environment.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool! I just blew this building up. Like, and then but
look at that gun line on the ground. Like, look at how that matches with it doesn't.
Fucking Christ alive! Like the shadows of the rocks are being cast towards them, or kind of like, what's that?
No, the shadows of the rocks are away.
Are they? I'm not reading it. I'm not seeing it like that on my screen. Maybe I'm crazy.
No, the shadows of the rocks are away from the camera. Yeah.
Well, they would be further than that.
This is just the moon landing argument where we're arguing about rock shadows. It's like they're gonna look a little weird, but no, the shadows are consistent with the construction equipment. But yeah, the shadow should be on the guy sitting there. It's not. Their shadows should be probably more backwards. It's and then there's just a JPEG gun. There's so many things wrong with it. Why is that gun so bright?
The ground texture. Just look at like the earth beneath them, and it like.
Yeah, it's just a texture. They're not. There's nothing around. It's crazy. It's crazy town.
Yeah.
And every shot is just as incongruous as this, probably even worse.
Apparently, people just deserve this. Apparently, people have consumed enough of this for this to keep for they've consumed enough of this to drive demand to make this show.
Yeah, and
Go Hands must be stopped.
And now Cool Guy is dead. So what's even the fucking point, man?
He's out.
Krah.
Look at the
night, pretty boy.
This is one of the things that was really freaking me out. Is like this gun texture. Is it transparent? It looks like a Game Boy.
Like, it's just a 3D model that's too shiny and it's not reflecting. And there's too much shit going on it. And then
the guy holding it is not reflecting anything.
Yeah, he has no shininess, and he's just holding this clearly 3D thing. That's like, I mean, I'm sure if you analyzed it, the light that's hitting him isn't hitting the gun right either, and it's a nightmare.
Completely incompetent, period.
I don't even know how you hold that thing. Like, okay, what's the thing going on in the front there?
It looks like his thumb's clipping through the gun.
One of the guns is just the Psychopath's gun that the Cool Guy has.
This is completely inexcusable.
I mean, I think Handshaker's was worse. From what I remember of it. This one had some funny lines. And
just the technical components are completely inexcusable at the very least.
Oh, they're definitely inexcusable, but I think Handshaker's was more inexcusable. That was like baffling. This is baffling. Yeah, no, it's another Handshaker's, really. It's just they just did it again. They just did it again. So that's I guess that's it for part 2. This was kind of there was like 2 good things.
We had to let off some steam.
Yeah. Just letting off some steam. You got anything you want to plug?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't have any songs to go out on. Shit.
No, I'm about to plug my mouth full of fucking meatballs after this because I'm hungry as a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I might eat something too. I don't know what though. What was that show? I liked the song from the Kumo desu. I'll play that song.
Yeah, hold strong. You're gonna make all your money back. GameStop stock is a social movement.
Just don't.
Just
stop talking. I don't want to fuck.
You're fighting racism by doing this.
Shut the fuck up. Good night, everybody. I'm gonna podcast at gangstalking.com. Send us an email. Call us at whatever our phone number is. I have a list somewhere. As soon as I get caught up uploading all the episodes, I'm gonna advertise. I have our Urbit set up. We can chat on Urbit. I have a Planet, and you can. I'm gonna make some rooms. I'm gonna make some chat. We're gonna have some chats, and we're gonna. I don't know. I've been trying to. I went crazy one night trying to figure out if I could configure an S3 bucket to let other people upload images, but to like put limits on it so people can't like upload a terabyte of child porn. I don't think.
Yeah, just keep it manageable. Keep it to a gigabyte.
I don't think they have that functionality in any S3 compatible file management service. So, God. You're gonna have to upload to Imgur or whatever those images.
I think I just cracked it wide open. I think I figured out why you like that one girl in that one show with the gray hair.
What's that?
You remember that show with the annoying, short, big stacked girl?
I didn't like her that much, though.
Oh, okay. I liked her.
She's fine. No, this one. No, this is a much more. She's she's like a sex gremlin, like she's a pest. This one's like
sex pest.
This is a cool girl. But actually, like not like a gamer girl, but she's just like a down to earth like girl next door. Yeah, that'll be my first post. On our Urbit long post board will be my analysis of the short bob-haired silver bob-haired anime girl and my undying dedication to them. So look forward to that, and look forward to part 3. And
yeah, we're also gonna have a Marisa Tomei board, and I expect dumper picks.
We're gonna have a board for that. We're just gonna have an untopic, an out of topic. What's it called? I don't know. See you later.
She's 56, by the way.
Off topic. You just put it there. This isn't enough. I need to blast this.
Yeah.
I'm muting you so I can blast this. Sorry. Everybody say bye to Ethan.
Bye-bye.
There we go.